Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you episode 7 of what has become the longest weekly episodic. I don't know what it's become, but it's episode 7. And we do it every week. And we play WWE Champions. And this is the D.I.Cable Guy podcast show. As always, it's sponsored by TWO, inventors of the tag match, and Big Red. It's delicious. We got a fairly mediocre show on tap for you guys this week. We're going to do a couple new things. We're going to do one new thing. We're going to start out and kind of talk about the new stuff happening this week. And then we are also going to do some roster review of some people from our Discord chat that posted questions about their roster. So we're going to do a deep dive on 3 individuals' rosters. So that'll be kind of different and something new. This week, my special guest, to continue with the theme of subparness, is Dr. Dillian Dane. He invented the first dill pickle transfusion. I don't know what it does, what it is, what it's about. I actually don't know what any of this has to do with the game we play. Anyway, on that note, sir, welcome to the show.
It's good to be here, Mherex. It's actually pronounced Dillian Kane.
Oh.
And a little known fact, until very recently, I was known as Dr. Package.
Really?
Yeah.
Why were you known as that?
That's a different episode, my friend.
All right, fair enough. On the outside chance we have you back, we'll save it for another episode. Before we get into this, my real first question is, do you drink Big Red?
Of course. I have a mouth.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have expected you to ask me if I drink pickle juice.
So far we don't have a pickle juice sponsor, so I was not going to ask that.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume that would be a given based on the introduction.
You would think so, but no. I think drinking pickle juice is kind of weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
So,
pickles are fine. I like pickles, but
I really need to take a moment to stop the show. I don't have time to edit this week, so if you're ordering pizza, I would love sausage with extra sausage and cheese and very light sauce. Thanks, fam. And back to the show.
I really wish you would have left that in.
Oh, I'm gonna leave it in.
Oh.
Yeah, all that's gonna be left in. I'm not. Who's got time to edit that out? I mean, pizza's delicious. Why wouldn't I want to stop what I was doing to make sure I get some?
Yeah, I mean, I have no problems with that.
So basically,
is that your go-to sausage?
Yes, sausage is my favorite pizza. Let's actually take a moment, because everyone listening likes pizza. If you don't like pizza, you're a communist and don't listen to my show.
Yeah, we don't want your listens.
Yeah, don't even like, actually. Just go away.
Still subscribe, though.
Yeah, definitely subscribe. Yeah, sausage is my go-to pizza. I don't like sauce very much, so I like very light sauce, and I like loads of cheese. What is your favorite pizza?
I'm with you on the sauce, so I typically don't make a point of asking for light sauce because that can go wrong. I once asked for there is a pizza establishment that sells a pizza that is known to have extra pepperoni, and I said, I want that one. I want that one, but I don't want extra cheese. I just want the extra pepperoni. And they looked at me. They seemed to understand what I was saying. What I got back was a pizza that had no cheese on it. And I looked at them in utter shock. And the lady looked at me like, "Isn't this what you wanted?" And I couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't argue with it. I was morally defeated. So I closed the box and walked away with this abomination.
So
And
you're telling me you ate a pepperoni bread sauce sandwich?
no, hold on. And then I got to my car, I sat down, and I said, "You know what? I can't do it. I can't eat cheeseless pizza. What is that?" It's like you said, it's a pepperoni bread sauce sandwich. So I took it in. I apologized. I said, "I'm sorry. I tried, but I can't do this. You gave me a pizza with no cheese." And then they seemed confused, and I said, "I wanted the extra pepperoni, but not the extra cheese. I still wanted cheese, just not extra cheese." So, yeah, sometimes I feel like making requests can go terribly wrong. So, while yes, I would kind of prefer light sauce on a lot of occasions, I tend to not request it. Personally, I am a supreme person. I really like loading up on the vegetables on my pizza. So bell peppers, olives, onions, all that.
That
My
that
go-to my
sounds
go-to
terrible.
meat is pepperoni.
That
My
sounds
go-to meat is
that,
pepperoni. So some places don't have a supreme. So what I do is I will order the veggie pizza and just tell them to add pepperoni, and they always give me looks like, "But you ordered the veggie." Like, yeah, what's so what? Then there's always the joke, "Oh, well, it's not very veggie anymore now, is it?" Oh god.
I mean, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
So,
But anyways, yeah, pizza's delicious. I mean, a summer day with a slice of pizza and a cold, refreshing Big Red. I mean, what more can you ask for?
you know, you really can't ask for much more. Like, for example, right now I'm living my best life. Like, you have no idea. Um, so full disclosure, I had one of the worst migraines in my life last night, throwing up all night, slept less than 3 hours, worked this morning, come home. I'm exhausted, but you know what? I got fans that are just totally want to see this show. So we're doing this show, and I have people.
You snorted some cat hair to give you the energy to keep
Yes.
going.
So one cat walks by and whips me in the face with its tail, and I have cat hair up my nose. And now another cat, like mid sentence, jumped through the air onto my shoulder, clawed me, and then decided it wanted attention. Now, my lovely daughter, who is so supportive, gets a laser dot thing and is putting it all over my shoulder. So now the cat is destroying my other shoulder, and it's moved to, since she's got it on my headphone, it's now chewing through my headphone cord. So at some point I may not even hear what you're saying, and this is going to be a really awkward show. So while I'm doing this, you guys can't see it, but I have literally a cat in my arms attacking me. And I have family members doing their best to destroy something beautiful, this show. um, who, and then I have another one who's just sitting there with a grin on his face, not saying anything. So thank you for that, sir. Right?
You
And
know, I would I would rather evolve that cat. I would level up that cat before I level up Tough.
you know what? I would level the cat up before I leveled up Tough too. Tough is garbage. I don't know why
Yeah.
people still think he's good. My wife, who hates wrestling and this game, just said the cat doesn't have subs. So she clearly has
uh,
listened to me ranting about subs and knows what's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, she's one of those people that listens but doesn't subscribe.
Yes, you are 100% correct. She does listen and she does not subscribe because I'll ruin her YouTube algorithm.
That's
So,
true. I'm not having bullshit on my algorithm.
also, this is a non swearing podcast, miss.
Well, I'm sorry for saying bullshit then.
Hi, Miss Mherex.
Uh, don't say hi to her. She doesn't
No.
deserve it right now.
All right.
I'm like being trolled left and right. If anyone 10 minutes into this show is still watching, like, first off, why? And second, like, leave your comments in the section. Like, I literally said before this show started, like I do almost every show, which Dr. Sparks can attest to, is I think this is probably going to be our worst show ever. And
Yeah, and I usually disagree with you, but I mean we're up there.
I think this is our worst show ever.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, that's not saying much.
It's really not. We didn't set the bell curve too high, so it's not like we dipped very far. I don't even know where we were at this point. Cat, get off of my cord. Gosh dang it. It's literally, I'm trying to pry. I have 2 fingers in its mouth and it will not let go of my cord. Stop it, please. Oh, thank you. Okay, yes, take him. Yes, I know Dot's a girl, but he's a savage. Okay. Yes. All right.
We've gone off the rails.
This show, I don't know why I'm even still recording, to be honest.
We made a gentleman's agreement that you would stop stopping.
Yes, we did. Full disclosure, this was the 4th start of this podcast, and
this is the best of the takes.
Yeah, what you're listening to is the best that we've done today. That's how bad it is. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the July Jubilee event that's going on right now, and the new user interface, I guess. So anyway, I've talked way too long. You go ahead and talk.
I think I would have been more excited if they actually would have released Jubilee from the old X-Men cartoon as part of this event.
You know, I don't think I've been this unexcited for a monthly.
I think it's not even so much the like, if all you saw was the moves, you'd be like, all right, that's solid. I can work with that. But it's just the characters. No one cares about them.
Yeah.
Like, of all the NXT people to pick, I mean, Killian Dane, really?
Right?
And of all the females to pick, Lana, really? Like,
number 1.
Yeah. So yeah, I would have preferred the little teenage girl with the magic sparkle powers and the yellow raincoat.
I don't know what that is.
That's Jubilee. Come on, dude.
Pay
attention.
Okay. I would have preferred most anything. Of all the NXT roster, I'm trying to think of someone I would want to see less than Dane. It's a short list. Anyway, that's not important. This is what we have. Dane's
someone bring back the puppy. Where's the puppy?
Yeah, the puppy can't save this now. It's too late.
Yeah,
Don't bring the puppy into this.
We were talking about the event. So
yes,
I think there's really not. Before we get into the event, let's talk about the UI.
Okay. Let's talk about it. I'm going to pull it up on my screen.
All right.
So
it's a bit confusing.
Just a bit.
Thankfully, you have made great videos explaining it to people.
Oh, fantastic videos. If you haven't watched them, you should. It's on Mherex Gaming channel on YouTube, where you should like, subscribe, share, and watch the videos.
Yeah. So I think the concept maybe will eventually be good. It's just, one, it's different, so everyone is uncomfortable with change. But 2, there's some things that are just clunky. Like, it is the Slick Rick of UIs.
I would go so far as to say it is the Junkyard Dog of UIs.
Whoa. Now, wait just a minute there. So, what are you trying to say when you say that?
What I'm trying to say is, on the surface, it looks like utter trash. But with some development and some enhancements, it could become very good.
You know what? That's not bad. I like that analysis. What I was trying to say is that it's kind of clunky, but that if you can figure out how to work the clunkiness, there's a lot of potential power under the hood there.
Yeah, I just feel like whoever designed this might be a second grader with the layout, but there is some really neat stuff. Visually, it looks pretty appealing. It just, the fact that the faction contest doesn't show up on the main splash screen is just silly. And there should be, I don't know, maybe if they could add some. So in the tasks, theoretically, it's pretty good. You just need to get used to checking them, but not everything is always listed in the task. But now, every day you need to log on and check the tasks because stuff is populating in and out all the time. You looked at
I was gonna say that seemingly is the thing that we've learned so far, that you need to start checking your tasks daily. And also, I would say for blitzes, maybe learn to spread them out a bit, because you don't want to do your allotment for blitzes and then the next day, oh, by the way, here's bonus points for doing more blitzes.
Right, and now you've burned more blitz tickets than you wanted to do your 1% for sure.
Yep.
Also, I would argue maybe you should be checking it twice a day, because this Andrade Showdown one dropped in way before the Baron Corbin one dropped in. That dropped in like sometime this morning, my time, well before Baron Corbin did. So I don't know when it dropped in, if it was overnight or last night at reset or what, but I would check it a couple times a day. Actually, every time I log in now, I click the task tab just to see what might have changed.
It's funny you mentioned the Baron Corbin one, because I hadn't looked yet. I had seen the Andrade one. I hadn't seen the Baron Corbin one yet.
Yeah, 5 showdown matches with Baron Corbin, 840 points a match. So that's like 4K solo points. It's a decent chunk.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I will say I do like these daily tasks. Like, it kind of gives you, it adds some variety. It tells you to do some stuff. It makes some of these people that you've leveled, at least to some extent now, suddenly have some value. So I will give it that. The UI is kind of clunky, but I do like some of the things that is being implemented with the new UI.
For sure. I think the daily task is really cool idea, and I think once we get used to checking it, it'll be good. It would be easier maybe if all of the daily tasks were on the initial splash screen, maybe, so you always saw it. But I mean, really, theoretically, all you're doing is one more button click to get to the daily task for that particular event. I think more the issue for most people is the fact that you have to hit the competitions tab to find other events, and sometimes it's not even a sub event. So like of the solo contest, I could see the TP and the talent up being in there, right? Because those have to do with the solo contest. But the faction stuff, i.e. the tour and the blitz, they should absolutely have their own tab. It doesn't make sense to have those hidden in the solo tab.
Yeah, and then once you get into the faction, you would think that, much like the other one where it told you how to get bonus points, you'd think it would also tell you how to get bonus points there. But no, you have to go to the blitz and see, okay, who do I get bonus? Like, you can click on superstars and see who gives you bonus points, but you don't know how much until you actually get in there.
Right. So at least the blitz has tasks listed, right? Like doing the blitz, you see you get some points. It doesn't tell you the bonus ones till you get into the blitz, which I'll click on and show people here. But the other one, the tour contest, it just flat out doesn't show you anything for tasks, and you can you earn those for doing tours of the.
Yeah, I don't. How is it the little arms are the points for that, right?
Yeah, the crossed arms or whatever. That's anything that shows those crossed arms give you points for the faction, and I don't know what else might, because it literally doesn't tell you. So far as I know, that's the only thing that does at this point.
Yeah, so what I did for that is I saw it was called tour competition. So I just went and did the tours, and I assumed, well, clearly something in here is going to give me points. And yeah, that's how I went about it. Because
Yes.
you're right. As task 0, like everything from all the other tasks that conditions you to think, okay, well, this is where I find out how to get my points. You go to that one, and it's like, oh, apparently there's nothing to do yet. So if you're not paying attention, you might think, oh, I guess I can't score points yet. Except that you see that everyone else has points, so then you have to go and try to figure out what you're doing.
Correct. And also, as a side note to that, you get bonus points for Baron Corbin today. Yesterday it was AJ for those tours, but those are on a limited time too, so you don't have all month to get the bonus points like in the past. So you really need to hustle when those tours are there and make sure you're doing them.
Yeah, I will say it is. Those time tasks are kind of sneaky, especially with the Killian Dane ones, because they probably got a couple of people to maybe spend a little bit more at the beginning than maybe they would have otherwise, because they're just a little bit short of getting the either the 2-star or the 3-star or whatever. So then you see the packs and you're like, well, I guess if I buy this one pack, I'll get where I need to be. So it's actually pretty smart on their part.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. Yeah, I think. Is there anything else you want to say about the new UI? I think that's mostly what I have to say. Or any of the contests, the Dynamic 9. I mean, you take into account my roster size, and I have 7 of the 10 is all. I've completed 6 milestones. Nikki's going to be pretty hard. I'm not sure how much I'll level her up to do that, but no Ray, no Sid, no Hogan, like almost everyone else. So I'll just take the free stuff I can get and call that good from the D9, which there's some good stuff in the vault, so definitely worth going after and getting some vault pulls from that.
No. When you said Nikki at first, I thought you were talking about Killian Dane's wife.
So why do we have Lana and not Nikki Cross? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know.
Or,
you mentioned that you thought Lashley was going to be the mega.
Right.
What's also interesting is that Lana has a tag link with Rusev. You would think if Lashley is going to be the mega, then she would have a tag link with Lashley.
Yeah, probably not going to be. I just think that this is a contest that maybe won't make sense. So, yeah. I mean, we have a Legend Era showdown, which has really nothing to do with either of these two. So,
yeah, it almost feels like maybe these were something that they made as part of another plan, and then they were like, you know what, we already made these, we might as well just use them. Here you go.
We need something to fill in, and we don't have necessarily a solid contest in mind, so here you go.
Yeah, or maybe not necessarily. I mean, they probably have other stuff, but they're like, yeah, we're not going to use that yet.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we'll see. It's hard to say, but yeah, at this point now, I think you're correct seeing Lana's link to Rusev. I think whatever else comes probably won't be related to these two, just like these two aren't related to each other.
Yeah. So, what are your initial thoughts? Not as characters, but as actual like gameplay characters.
Having seen the Lana gameplay, on paper it sounds really good because you can recycle a lot. She's just insanely slow, and I can't see ever leveling her to use her. I want to get her in case she's an event requirement, but would totally sit unleveled for the most part. So no interest in actually using that moveset. I mean, I can't. It just, unless everyone that did the preview missed out on something, totally not interested. Dane, on the other hand,
I mean, he's a powerhouse.
Right. So that means high gem damage, high HP. The thing that really interests me is his finisher. At 4-star gold, I believe, is 70k plus. And you're choosing 4 gems to destroy or 5. If you have Harper, you'd be choosing like 9 to destroy, but I don't know if I'd necessarily use Harper. I think the fact that you can do a huge move damage and then set up some big cascades with a powerhouse is pretty strong. Plus, his other red move throws out a bunch of botch gems, so it's just going to make it harder to kick out. And he looks interesting. He looks fun. I will take him as high as I need to max the solo event, because I'm in this for the t-shirt coins. Because there's some stuff on the prize wall that I really want to get, and the best way so far as I can tell, and now that we have showdown information, there's no t-shirt coins, it looks like, really in that. The best way to get them is going to be maxing the solo contest. So I'm just in it to max the solo contest, and that's all the farther I'll take, Dane.
Speaking of t-shirt coins, I'm annoyed because I didn't use those coins that one event, and then the vault was full, and then I never ended up using them. The New Day t-shirt coin.
Yeah. I clicked the right button. I'm gonna be getting an autographed New Day t-shirt, which is really cool.
No, I know. That's why I'm annoyed.
That I'm getting one?
No, not necessarily that you're getting one. I'm annoyed that the vault never refilled.
Yeah. And a lot of people, it couldn't ship. There's a couple states it can't ship to. There's some countries it can't ship to. I guess for people that pulled it and can't get it, they're giving them 5 million coin instead. I heard a bunch of people say they'd rather have 5 million coin, which I find weird because, I mean, that's a pretty neat kind of collectible thing. Signed New Day shirt. You're not just going to grab one of those anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it is neat and it is cool, but it doesn't have any utility. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you may fold that up and put it. I mean, maybe you wear it, maybe you frame it. I don't know, but
I'm gonna frame
it's
mine.
just one of those things. Yeah, like for example, I just looked over to my right, and I realized I have a Tommaso Ciampa figurine, and I had no idea that I had it because it's just sitting in a box in the corner of the room, and I just happened to look at it and read the box, and it said Tommaso Ciampa, and I was like, I didn't know I had that.
That's kind of
so. There's something to be said.
That's kind of on you for not properly displaying it, though.
Sure, no, but what I'm saying, there is something to be said about someone realizing that, you know what, I may not actually use this for anything.
Yeah, so for me, it's I'm gonna stick it in a frame and hang it somewhere, and it's more for my own enjoyment when I look at it. I'll probably have to put it in my shed so my wife doesn't have to look at it.
Yeah.
You just laughed at that.
Yeah. However, I will say you didn't get the Mankind socks, so whatever.
I'm really irritated about that, actually. You sent me the link, and then I forgot about it because I totally would have bought that 100%.
Yeah. But
anyway, we're getting off the rails again.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You don't like Lana.
No.
Which I could have told you that just because she's a woman.
Really? Are we still doing this?
And Dane, you think Dane is all right?
Yeah, he's a powerhouse, so they're all right, right? I think he's solid.
Yeah.
Just very crowded class. He's not good enough for me that I will, take him 4-star gold kind of thing. So, like I said, I'll take him as far as I need to max the solo contest, which I anticipate stopping probably at 4-star bronze, so I can do the daily tours because, well, I'm not excited to get Lana. I do want her in case she's a tour requirement.
Yeah. See, the way I see it, I mean, I'm gonna stop when I don't have the bits, and chances are I'm gonna keep getting bits, so I wouldn't be surprised if I end up at 4-star gold. Just because, why not? I mean, it's free.
Tokens,
it doesn't cost.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost anything, and the belt.
So that's a valid point. 20% if you max talent up, and I did, and you did. 20% all gem damage. That's a lot. If you add that with double fury, you're at 60%. If you happen to have 30% gem damage metal, you're at 90%. You've doubled your gem damage on a powerhouse, and Dane makes some reds and can do some serious work, and that's going to make his finisher even nastier if you create some cascades. So
Yeah. So it's a really good belt. I know a lot of people were very soured on the talent up, but the way I looked at it, he's a powerhouse, so he's going to be solid. If at some point I do decide to take him to 5-star gold, he has a red move that creates red, so it self recycles. I think that's going to be extremely interesting. And then, yeah, with the belt, I mean, I think if it didn't have that belt, maybe I would have thought twice about not using resources. But I had people that I wanted to evolve, and I thought the belt was good, so yeah, why not?
yeah, and like I was saying, the Talent Up had a bunch of solo contest points too. So again, if you're wanting to chase some of the stuff on the prize wall, and I am, you kind of had to do Talent Up. Plus, if you don't do Talent Up, you're probably not going to get Lana. So it's kind of a twofer. And like you, I had guys I wanted to evolve. I evolved one that I wasn't planning on, but I'm not unhappy with it. Bruno is very good. I took him to 4-star gold. I was going to hold him back so I would have enough tokens for sure to do both Champa and Sting, Wolfpack Sting at Tech.
Yep.
I just might have to wait a little longer on Wolfpack.
I evolved one guy that I was extremely happy to evolve, and then overnight they nerfed him, and I didn't appreciate it.
Really? Tell us more.
So I took Acrobat Triple H to 4-star gold, and when I evolved him, he had 1 million hit points.
Wait. You said 1 million hit points?
1 million hit points.
So, in your best Dr. Evil voice, you essentially evolved a Titan version.
Yes.
Okay,
so
continue. I just wanted to make sure I understood that somehow you won the game and got a Titan Triple H.
Yeah, I that's what I thought. I thought, okay, well, clearly I've used the button in its ultimate form. And
would you
for
say
Say again?
would you say that your Triple H was over 9,000?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Like, not even close. He was over 11,000.
Wow.
Yeah, he went to 11.
Wow.
And as we all know, 11 is more than 9.
It is. Also, I can attest and vouch for this. You did send me pictures, images, stills, if you will, from the game, and I saw.
I thought you were talking about something else.
Yeah, no. That's a different story.
That's the Dr. Package episode.
Yes, that is the Dr. Package episode.
But yeah, so for one glorious day, I had a 1 million hit point Acro Triple H, and I felt good about it. Not gonna lie.
What did you?
And then,
What did you decide to do with your Titan Triple H? Like, I mean, that's kind of like loading up a game, and actually, let's say that's kind of like loading up the real world out there, and you walk outside, and all of a sudden your car's a Ferrari.
No. I think I just did tours.
Well, that's not exciting.
Yeah, I mean, let's say I would have kept him. Like, I wasn't gonna use him in Showdown or in Feud. Like, I wouldn't have used him in anything competitive.
That's a good way to get banned, so that's smart.
Yeah, I mean, it's not because of any morality. It's just because someone else would have seen it and ratted me out, and it would have gotten taken away.
True facts.
So yeah, it's very interesting. I showed you proof of it, and then it got taken away. Hmm. Hmm.
Whoa. Hold on. I don't like what
Hmm.
you're insinuating, sir.
I'm not insinuating anything. I'm just stating facts that
No.
are factually correct.
You're definitely twisting things to make it seem a certain way.
I would never.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so getting back on track, because we're all over the place today. Uh, yeah, uh, I think Killian Dane is all right. I mean, he's a powerhouse, so he's decent. At 5-star gold, that red move that makes more reds, I think, is super intriguing. And yeah, the finisher, it hits hard. It's helps you recycle. It helps you do a lot of things with the choose destroy. I think he's a solid character. So if I can get a free, more or less, 4-star gold solid character, yeah, I'm all for it. And if he ends up 4-star silver, 4-star bronze, then I'll never touch him again. No big deal.
So, I say I'm not going to level him, but I wouldn't be surprised if I end up having him 4-star gold, because free characters to 4-star gold, free token wise, that is, are hard for me to pass up. And
Yeah.
if anything, this Dynamic 9 contest proves that. How many guys on it? We got Bailey, who I have at 4-star gold, Brett, who I have at 4-star gold, Typhoon, who I have at 4-star gold. All were freebies that I leveled up. That's at least 3 of them. Is there a 4th one? Let me look real quick. Certainly made that a lot easier, so that was kind of surprising. Yeah, those were, and Dango was not a freebie, but he was an event one. Incidentally, if you are just tuning into the show, Dango's very good. You should level him.
Yes. Yeah, it kind of goes back to what we've been saying a couple times. Like, these free guys during the monthly, like, you should level them, because in a lot of cases, they're probably the best person in that class that you have.
You know what?
Whoa, that was very dramatic.
Yeah, that was a cat again, because my house is wonderful. Not only do we have 5 of our own cats, we foster for the local rescue, and currently we have 3 kittens as well. 4 kittens. Oh yeah, we're also babysitting for a 4th. So that was the cats knocking a mirror down, which appears to have not broken, which is good.
Yeah.
But that leads us to a great segue, actually. I don't know if you did that on purpose. I kind of think you probably didn't, because you're not good like that. But we could actually, with that statement of a lot of these guys you probably should be leveling, we could segue probably right into our next segment, which is we had several, not several, 3 to be exact, people ask for roster advice in our Discord this past week, which I have to admit I completely ignored and didn't answer, because I wanted to talk about it on the podcast, and I thought it'd be an interesting topic for us to dissect people's rosters.
So the segue that I was actually working on was how you were gushing over 20% gem damage. Mherex, how do you feel about 300% gem damage?
Whew. I think that would polish a turd and make it look pretty good.
Continue.
Well, we can backtrack to talking about Junkyard Dog.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I wanted to go very quickly. I mean, we're gonna get to gonna get to these rosters, and I mean, really, it must suck for the people that we're gonna talk about. Like, they just ask the question. We could have given them a very simple answer a long time ago, and they're having to suffer through all this. Like, I apologize, guys.
I don't.
Now,
I don't. If you want our advice, this is the price you have to pay, along with liking and subscribing. You need to do that if you haven't.
So now let's highlight Junkyard Dog for the second time in this podcast's history.
So I kind of didn't want to go there, because you're going to be arrogant and probably, flaunt your Nostradamus powers about how you talked about Junkyard Dog, who's like one move away from being good, and now not only does he get said move at 5-star, but they're releasing gear that is 300% gem damage. So on top of his normal gem damage, there's 300% more. So each gem is essentially 4 times. So they basically turned him from a showboat into a better striker.
Yep. So in reality, I'm not gonna flaunt about that prediction, because if you remember correctly, it actually wasn't a prediction. I was just very clearly telling you what was going to happen. I mentioned that, as is very well known, I exist simultaneously in all realities in any time future. And yeah, I said that in your 5-star reality, Junkyard Dog would get that one charge where you would be creating those immobile gems. And then, yeah, you just turn them into yellows and you're good to go.
Yeah, which those yellows are probably going to be what? Like, I don't know. What is they're going to be like 12k damage probably, at least?
I saw a video where after turning the immobile gems to yellow, it was a 420k pin.
Have mercy.
Which is all right for a showboat. I mean, if you're into that.
Yeah. I mean, that's just solid.
Yeah, so I mean that makes it interesting. He's going to be the prize at 4-star gold this weekend, I believe.
Mm-hmm. There's going to be a big fight on that leaderboard, because if I'm not mistaken, leaderboard lets you get the gear.
Yeah, so I have
not for mere mortals like us, though. We won't be fighting for that.
I have no aspirations of getting the gear, but again, if you're gonna give me a 4-star gold for free, I mean, I'm gonna try to take it. So
same as
I look forward to seeing how those point totals are going to break down. So if only there would be someone to make a video showing us how far we could get, I would watch that video.
I mean, there is someone. That someone will be me, and I will probably post it in the morning tomorrow, which, depending on when this goes out, may or may not mean anything to you, and that statement may be completely erroneous.
Only from their perspective.
Right, but as of right now, my plans are to record it tomorrow morning before work and post it.
And you know what? Like, from their perspective, they have no way of knowing whether or not you're lying.
Right. They don't know when I recorded it. They don't know when I posted it.
Yeah.
You know, this was supposed to be a short video, and we're 43 minutes in and haven't talked about the 3 people's rosters yet.
So, to sum up, UI complicated, but might be good someday.
Like Junkyard Dog.
Junkyard Dog will be good.
Soon.
The gear, extremely good.
Yes.
Killian Dane is a powerhouse, so feed him some poutine and he's good to go.
Yes.
Lana is a woman, so Mherex has no interest in her.
Not accurate. But yes.
So now let's move on to the roster extravaganza.
Okay, roster extravaganza. This is what you've all been waiting for. I think we're going to start with, drum roll please, Midnight Saints. And
Midnight Saints, if you want to know what we think about your roster, tune in next week.
Haha, sucker. At this moment, I would like to thank our sponsors. In particular, Big Red. It's delicious.
It's delicious.
Okay. Now that
we should probably do at least one. I mean,
okay. Should we actually do his roster advice then?
I mean, I guess we could skip him if you wanted to, and actually do his next week.
I mean, that would be kind of funny. But now let's just do it real quick. I mean,
All right, that's fine.
all right. It's not like he's probably even going to listen to this, so we can dog and trash his roster all we want.
Yeah.
Okay. So pulling his roster up right now, and this is picture 1 of his strikers. I will also pop the second one up real quick. This is picture 2. So this is what he's working with. Some decent guys in here for sure.
Yeah. So before we get started, very quickly, he mentioned that his kind of initial thoughts are that he wants to work on Six, he wants to work on X-Pac, he wants to work on Slick Rick and Piper, Vader, Acro Macho, and Acro Sting. Which, if you just listen to those guys, like if you just hear those names, you think, all right, well, yeah, that's not bad. So let's see if we agree with him.
Yeah. Not so fast, my friend. I think you'll find we have some different advice for you.
Yes. So at striker, 6, we talked about this last episode. Everyone is in love with 6 because everyone hates Zombie Stone Cold, and it seems that most people are under the impression that the only way to beat Zombie Stone Cold is with a 6-star triple platinum 6.
Correct.
And I don't think it's worth that investment. If you need to beat him, I mean, for Showdown, we mentioned, 6 will get it done, but he'll also get it done at Silver. Where he's a much bigger problem is in Feud. And in Feud, you're much better off using any turn 1 submission guy, because he's going to neutralize all the turn 1 guys, not just Zombie Stone Cold. So my personal opinion would not be 6.
Right. I think.
What do you think?
I think 4-star silver is the sweet spot for 6. You want to have him built to counter your zombie Austins because it makes it pretty easy mode, relatively speaking. You can go to 4-star silver, and then I would say stop him there. I don't see. I don't think he's worth taking to 4-star gold just to counter zombie Austin. There's other options, especially in your case.
He's got a lot of very interesting people, actually.
Yeah, he's not hurting at striker at all.
Yeah. So he has. Let's talk about some of the people that are honorable mentions.
Do you want?
So I would say the outsiders.
So actually, I was thinking we could do. You might like this. What if we picked maybe each 2-3 guys and we called it, if you, cream of the crop, if you will, for his strikers. What strikers? Yeah, what strikers do you think he has that are the cream of the crop?
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
I mean, I wouldn't mind going first. This one.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, me in particular, I think you have a clear-cut number 1. And that to me is NWO Ted. I don't know if you have the boss plate. I don't know if you have a strap for him that can equip the boss plate. If you do, NWO Ted is for sure the best striker in the game, I think, hands down. If you don't, I still think he might be the best striker in the game. Here's why. You can recycle for days. The recycle build is turn 1 in Feud. He also has another build where he has a choose black move. That's only choose black gems. That's only 5 MP for yellow. So you can farm all day with him. You can turn 1 whatever. So NWO Ted, very versatile, hits very hard, can loop for days. He's going to be better at 5-star. And if you have the boss plate, you're going to be blowing up the entire board all the time. So that's my clear number 1. After that, it's really between 3 guys for me. The outsiders and this is funny, Robo Cena. Both of the outsiders they're an awesome tag link together. You're going to start with a bunch of red MP. So in particular, that's a great one for Big Kev. They both have MP steals, so some versatility there. Scott Hall always wins. I have him. He like never loses, but he always takes more damage than I would like. And Big Kev can blow up the board, but he's a little bit slower than NWO Ted or Robo Cena. So I could see making an argument if you wanted to use him for feud. Maybe Robo Cena because you can turn one him, but NWO Ted is easily the clear number one for me, and I would probably pick. I'd probably pick NWO Nash second, very close to Robo Cena, and actually put Scott Hall fourth. Though that's my order. The rest of them, whatever. I guess honorable mention to Sting too, if assuming he has Rezer and Akam, and I think he does.
Yes. So I more or less agree with you. Maybe the order is slightly different. But yeah, Ted is probably going to be his best bet. I really like Cena and Sting for their feud abilities. The fact that he has both outsiders means that he can use them as a strong team in Showdown. But eventually we're gonna get later on, spoiler alert, he has a much stronger team, I think, potentially for Showdown,
I agree.
which kind of takes the shine off of the outsiders. So yeah, I mean, they do have the MP Steel utility, but as we mentioned before, MP Steel has become extremely niche to me, at least. Like, yeah, it's really good when you get to use it, but you don't get to use them as much. So if there's someone that's even if they're good, if you don't use them that much and there aren't events to showcase them, then it's probably not worth spending a lot of resources in them.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of that, so for me, I would probably just bump Sting slightly above Hall and Nash, but that's more because he has Dango. If he didn't have Dango, yeah, maybe Hall and Nash would get bumped up a little bit more.
I actually don't have a problem with that. Sting 1, turn 1 in feud. He's definitely a problem, so I don't have a problem with that. And like you said, Dango can charge him in Showdown, so it's another option. So I have no issues with that. I could see putting Striker Sting up there. Plus, I believe that Sid Plate also works on Striker Sting. So his power gems when they go out are gonna go out with some extra goodies. So yeah, no issues with that call out. I mean, like, I do think Ted number one all the way. That should be his first 4-star gold in my opinion. And either Sting wouldn't be a bad second choice, really.
Yeah, I mean, I would say because of the thing is NWO Ted also gives him a turn 1 feuder, so
yep,
he in himself makes those other two guys slightly less useful. But yeah, I mean, like you said, lots of good choices there.
Right.
All I feel better than X-Pac.
Yes, definitely better than 6. I agree completely. Mention 9K Papa Shango gets a 50K hit point trainer ability, can be quite useful for clearing tours. So that's a pretty solid one that you might look investing to at some point to 9K.
Yeah. Eventually, there's going to be trainers on here, which maybe we don't highlight as much, but obviously make sure you get your trainers up, your MP trainers. He already has Bray, it looks like at 5K. Stone Cold is already up there, so he's going to boost submissions. So yeah, we're focusing kind of on the characters, but if you have certain characters that go after you focus on your main players, make sure to level up the trainers that go with those players.
Yeah, Steamboat starting black gems on the board, very good in Showdown when there's MP down in play. And also really you don't have Volkov, so Dude Love is your black gem damage guy. So a lot of your strikers, if you're using any of them as hot tags and stuff, you might look into buffing Dude Love. Very useful trainer too.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to Acros. So
Yes.
Acros, he wants to work on Mherex's favorite 6. He has the option to use also Macho, Stinger, and Eddie.
Yes.
So, out of those guys, I think I would choose probably all 3 of those above 6.
My answer is unequivocally not X-Pac. Anyone but X-Pac.
Why you hate 123 Kid, man?
So he just at 4-star gold doesn't do enough damage, takes too much damage in the acro spot for me. 5-star, that's going to be worse because he's not getting a bigger area to blow up. So I think you just toss him out the door. Cut your losses where he's at. He's a good trainer. You haven't taken him too far. I have mine at 4-star silver as well. I was on the X-Pac hype train. I think all 3 of the guys we mentioned after him, Macho, Stinger, and Eddie, you could make a case for choosing any of those first. And none will hurt you. Stinger looks to be amazing at 5-star. Eddie has a great 5-star move, and so does Macho. So if you force me to pick one, it would be really hard. Macho's my unicorn, and I want him. Eddie I have at 4-star gold and is very useful. Great farmer, super defensive, almost never loses. Sometimes takes a little bit, but very solid. And then Stinger is just crazy fast. I know you love him, so I'll let you talk about Stinger.
Yeah, so before I get to Stinger, I just want to say I think the hate has maybe gone a little too far on 123 Kid. My main problem with him is that to really get the best out of him, you need to use double MP trainers. And that's just not something that I'm comfortable doing. Yeah, I think he's good. He's going to win. He's going to recycle. He checks a lot of the things that you want. So I think he's very good. I just think Stinger especially is better. So Macho, I would say, I really like Macho. I think he really needs either a skip turn belt or Elias to get the most out of him. Eddie is great. However, he tends to be at his best when you don't level him at all. So he's, in my opinion, the best blitzer in the game if you don't level him at all. So level his moves, keep him at level 1, and yeah, you can win any free blitz, open blitz easily, no problem. Stinger, I love. So Stinger, he's fast. He's turn 1. You can go full aggro with NXT Seth. You can go defensive with Eddie. You can do a combination of the two. If you have DX Triple H, one green move and everything is refilled, you're ready to go again. Like, Stinger is fantastic. If you have the gear, he's even better. So my pick of that bunch personally would be Stinger. But yeah, if you wanted to do Macho, if you wanted to do Eddie, I don't think either of those is a bad choice. I don't think X-Pac is bad, but I think if you're thinking especially long term, I think the other 3 are probably better.
Yeah, that's definitely my thoughts as well. So it looks like on the trainer front, he's actually done pretty well with those. So I don't think we need to go into too much detail on his trainers. Yeah, I'd say he's done pretty well on them. So we could probably move on to his techs.
Yeah, so I think techs are probably going to be my favorite part of this section, this segment. Yeah, segment. Let's go with segment. Which is funny because when we did the tech podcast, that was probably my least favorite.
Yeah.
So at tech, so right away we talked about how important Del Rio is. So he has Del Rio, so let's check that box. So his options based on who he has leveled right now. He has Mr. Perfect at 4-star bronze. He has Doink at 4-star bronze, and he has Orton at 4-star bronze. Shout out to Payroll. He also has Kurt Angle at 3-star gold, so not far behind. So out of those, personally, I would stick with Doink. If you have a fear or aversion to clowns, I think Mr. Perfect would be fine. Personally, I prefer Orton more. The man is a national treasure, and you can never go wrong supporting him. But as far as, just character-wise, I think Doink is probably his best bet.
So I don't disagree with you, but as you know, I hate clowns.
Yes.
So I would consider possibly Rick Rude, who at 4-star or 5-star rather gets a destroy, I believe it's purple, to go with his other destroy finisher move. So he's going to be really good.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking that far into the future, let's talk about Jake the Snake.
Yep, also another great choice. He has Zombie Seth too. Not that I would level Zombie Seth other than for his trainer ability. He's just too slow. So yeah, I don't have an issue with Doink. I would say Doink is probably his best. I could also see going Mr. Perfect. I could also see going Randall. Or Rick Rude. I don't think any of them are elite tier techs, but they're all very good. Same thing with Jake the Snake. Although Jake could potentially move into that elite tier at 5-star.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, as we mentioned in the tech episode, the really good techs are all really, really good, but they're also rare. So
Yes.
if you don't have one of the rare runs, by default, you don't have one of the elite ones. So it doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you have bad techs.
Yeah. And as we said, and shout out to Payroll too, Angle is completely usable. Booker T, I think, could be pretty usable. Which is kind of weird to say, but yeah, I mean, like I think those main guys that he's already got them at 4-star. I would probably continue with Doink.
Yeah. Now, very quickly, you mentioned 5-star. So, at what point I have, my thoughts on this. At what point should people start leveling someone with 5-star in mind?
Well, that depends. Okay, so I believe in taking the long view. So I would start leveling 5-star in mind now, but that doesn't always work well for everyone. In this gentleman's case, he doesn't even have a 4-star gold tech yet. So, if you have a tech requirement for some kind of tour, the tours now are very difficult. The 4-star bronzes might not get it done. When there's feud requirements, 4-star bronze is going to be rough. So I would probably take Doink or Perfect to 4-star gold or Orton. But if it was me, I probably actually would do Perfect because I hate clowns, and I really liked Mr. Perfect as a kid growing up. So a little bit of fanboy there. But I would have no issue with any of those three. After that, considering 5-star, I probably, just because it looks fun, would go Jake the Snake.
Yeah. So overall, I would say, yeah, you need at least one 4-star gold in every class. Once you have that, then yeah, if you want to start thinking more to the future, thinking about, the long view. But right now, his long view is 4-star gold. So that's what he needs to focus on, because if he doesn't get 4-star golds, he isn't going to be able to get the tokens that he needs to get someone to 5-star. So having someone at 4-star gold that is no good is not going to help him.
Correct. Okay.
All right. So now this next one is easy. Trickster, he's already got tough at 4-star silver. I mean, I think we can just move on forward. Tough forever.
Have you never watched the show?
I mean, but
No.
what's going on here?
No. Sorry, Midnight. Stop leveling tough. I would go with Edge all the way. No contest.
Yeah, so the only reason why I would recommend maybe someone besides Edge, so I'm also looking at Deadman, and that is solely because Deadman is already 4-star and Edge is down there at 3-star silver, and I'm concerned that he is between Reigns and Slaughter, which doesn't give me high hopes for how high he has him. So yeah, I think Edge is for sure one of the best tricksters. He's going to be turn 1 sub. He's going to heal himself. He can do solid damage. I mean, his main builds, if you don't have the gear, all revolve around a submission. So he might not be the fastest guy, but he's not slow.
Right.
If you know what you're doing. So yeah, I think Edge for sure is a top tier option at Trickster. And then Phenom checks a lot of those same boxes. I would say maybe he's just one step down. So again, if he was super into Undertaker and he wanted to do Deadman, I'd be fine with that. But yeah, I agree. If we're just thinking long term, I think Edge for sure.
I would also toss Farouk out there too.
Is that the end of your sentence?
I mean, he's got 2 different MP steals. He's got a stun. He's got great trap goodness. He's gonna be, I think, another one that'll be very good at 5-star. He's got great trainer ability. So I think for me, the 3 would be Edge first, and then I have Deadman at 4-star silver. I don't particularly love him. He's not terrible. I just don't love him. I have Edge at 4-star gold. So I probably would do Farouk ahead of Deadman, but almost more as an experiment. I feel like he would be better. But I haven't personally used him. I have some friends that say he's quite good, and from the little I've used him at lower talent, he is quite good, and he seems like he would scale well. So I would say Edge number 1 for me, Farouk number 2, Deadman number 3. Tough would be way down the list. I would do lots of guys before him.
Yeah, I mean, trainers before him.
Yes.
Zombie Sasha would be one.
Yes.
He's got Slaughter.
Yes.
So depending on what other people he's got going on, Farouk and Slaughter, depending on who they're going to be used, at a minimum need to be 5K.
And one more I will throw out, 5-star Cactus Jack is quite good.
Yeah. So if you're thinking way long term, but again, let's get the 1 gold first.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think if we are focusing on having 1 gold, I think it's hard to argue against having it be Edge.
Correct.
Because yes, while Farouk probably better than expected, Edge and Deadman both give him that turn 1 submission guy.
Yep.
So he needs at least 1.
Yeah.
Powerhouse.
Yes.
So I was a little bit perplexed by this one. Midnight. Why you hate Goldberg, man?
Yeah,
What's
man.
going on there?
Yeah. Why you hate Goldberg?
I need him to explain that to me.
Me too.
He mentioned Vader is who he wanted to work on. I think Goldberg, regardless of if he has the gear or not, if he has the gear, then I'm extremely confused. But yeah, I think Goldberg, he's already at 4-star silver. He's the best powerhouse, I feel, maybe on his roster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can make an argument for Nash, perhaps.
Yeah. So I think,
But
yeah, Goldberg also um is gonna fit in with our showdown plans later, potentially.
yeah,
Um,
spoiler alert.
yes, I also like Warrior. Actually, I would do Warrior before I would do Vader. To be perfectly honest, gear or no gear for Warrior, I do not care for Vader at all. I think he's way overrated. That's just my opinion. Um,
I
and
think I think Vader is good. I don't like the two hollow stars.
for sure,
So
big sexy Kevin Nash is definitely good. Bam Bam is going to be really good at 5-star because he's got a yellow stun and he can recycle because he's got a yellow generate. The thing with Goldberg is the game loves him. 9K Akam gives him an extra. Wow, my brain went dead. Red, right? He starts with an extra red MP. No, he
yep,
chooses one more red. Jeez.
one more red.
Yeah, chooses one more red, and Big John Stud at 9K gives him an extra yellow. So then
Yep.
his Blast Gem is ready turn 1 as well as the choose in Feud. So
That seems solid.
yeah, I think Goldberg is the smart play for sure, for multiple reasons, but for sure for Feud, he's the turn 1 guy. I would say I would also do Nash before Vader. I would do Warrior before Vader, and I probably at this point would do Bam Bam because of the 5-star.
I think I would probably also do Brock before Vader. I would also do Angle before Vader.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Uh, Phenom has some utility, so I think he's really good. So, but yeah, I'd probably also maybe do Phenom before Vader.
I'll throw something really crazy out there. Um, Assuming I had a 9K Big John Stud or was going to take him to 9K, I would do Shelton before Vader because he's going to be turn 1 generate a metric butt ton of reds.
I feel like Vader is the tough of powerhouses.
But he's not bad. It's just
Well, yeah, because he's a powerhouse, so
right.
he can't be bad. But in terms of someone that maybe is very highly touted, that when you start looking at it, like, oh wait, I kind of like a lot of people more than him.
Yeah, it's true I do. And maybe that's bad bias on my part, but I wouldn't continue with Vader. I wouldn't go with Vader Midnight. It's of course your roster and your choice, but I think any of those other guys we mentioned would be superior.
Yeah, I think get Goldberg to gold, and then you can start doing whatever you want with the other guys.
Yep, I agree.
So, that takes us to the next. I'm gonna make this very easy. He has Dango.
Yes, he should do Dango before all other showboats. No question, hands down.
Yeah. Uh, Dango. He also. Let me see. Does he have Stone Cold? Yeah, he has Stone Cold down there.
Honestly, he has all the showboats. He has Showboat Sting too, Hall of Fame Sting.
So the reason I mention Stone Cold is because he doesn't have Breeze.
Right.
So in Showdown, Stone Cold is going to give you extra yellows, I believe.
Yep. Starting gem board 75% at 5K.
Yeah, so it's going to be very important to get that yellow gem turn 1. And then from there, you load your purples, you reload your yellow, you get some protect gems out there, and then you tag in a gentleman named Bill Goldberg.
Yeah. Both
and then
yellows filled.
and then the board explodes and you have a good time.
Yep. Match is over. Good night.
Yeah.
So that's the big reason for Goldberg and Dango is they both can be turn 1 in Feud, and they both are going to be amazing for your showdown team. Also, that pushes Sting up because you can always sub Sting in because he has 2 yellows that would be loaded as well. And Sting also a turn 1 Feud guy. We're talking at Striker here. And I'm assuming Hall of Fame Sting isn't leveled more because you're lacking the tokens. I would do him second behind Fandango. I would do him before Slick Rick or Piper, and then just pick up those tokens from the Showdown store whenever you can.
I'm going to disagree with that because he also has Typhoon.
That's true. So, personally, I hate Slick Rick, and I know you do too. So this is maybe,
I don't hate him. I just don't like using him.
Yeah, same. I would do Piper before Slick for sure, but that's me personally. Slick's kind of clunky, but it's up to you. Typhoon I would also do before, and I actually have really loved playing with Ultimate Warrior Showboat. Not that between him and Piper is really hard for me though.
No.
You have a lot of good showboats, dude. You should be happy with it. You have first world problems, but Dango.
Yeah, he has Rude at 4-star bronze also, or 4-star silver.
Yeah. Just Dango is literally the cream of the crop. It's not even close.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Dango, and then enjoy your 4-star gold Bill Goldberg.
Yes. Okay. Take Rikishi to 9K too.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, you're gonna have to work on your trainers. So we're talking about, we mentioned using Stone Cold, so obviously get him up where he needs to be. Trainers, I'm kind of just in the effort of not having this be a 3-hour show.
Right. Yeah. This is. Yeah.
Going through it.
Good call. So do Dango, do Goldberg, do Edge or Deadman, do Doink, Randall, or Perfect, do Stinger, Macho, Eddie, but probably Stinger, Striker, do NWO Ted.
Yep. All right. We got who's next on the program?
Legion. Did he say who he was planning on doing? No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
So, for Legion, he has, let's say, some of the people that we've talked about previously. So he has Cena, he has Sting. He doesn't have the cream of the crop strikers. So if we're looking at Cena and Sting, we got to check, does he have Enzo and Del Rio? So going down here, I
no
do
Del
not
Rio.
see. I do not see Enzo. Maybe. Oh no, there he is. So he does have yellow MP. But yeah, let's double check real quick. I'm not seeing Del Rio. So that takes some of the luster off of Sting. You could use still his double green build, which you will win, but you're gonna take damage. So you're going to completely melt the health off of your opponent, but they're gonna be hitting you while it's going.
Yeah.
So I think honestly, Cena is, I think, his best bet.
Yeah, without Rezer, I think so too. He was smart and took Cena to 4-star during this so that you can see is that towards the top of his team. So I would continue, I think, as well working Robo Cena, since he's higher than Hitman, can save you the tokens. He's a little bit faster. Hitman recycles better, so I wouldn't have a problem with Hitman either. But I think I would probably do Robo Cena, and roll with that.
Yeah. So at Acro, he has AJ.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like Jeff Hardy more.
Same.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, Jeff. So AJ, if you don't finish, it's kind of tough, and he probably won't finish people. So I would probably go Jeff because of his infinite recycle, and it looks like he's completely ready to go to 4-star bronze, so not really behind AJ.
Yep.
So I would go Jeff as well.
And then honorable mention to the little Mexican dude in the mask whose name escapes me.
Callisto?
Yeah, Callisto. So much like Stardust, people are very quick to say, oh, he got nerfed, he's no good. I mean, yeah, he could be better, but that doesn't mean he's not good.
Right.
Still pretty good.
Yeah. at 4-star gold, 3.3k blue gem damage as opposed to 3.8 for the other acros. So not terrible when you consider how many multi gems the man throws out.
Text.
Pretty easy, I think, for him on Tex, yeah?
Are you about to say Stardust?
No.
Okay. I just didn't know how far you were taking the Doink hate.
So I have two. So the only thing I don't love about his Doink is it's only got 1 star.
Yeah.
So I think Doink without Rezer is the choice. However, being that it's 1 star and his Jake is 4 solids, and Jake is very good at 5 star and he's still solid at 4 star, I would also consider the Snake, actually, since Doink is also, they're both 4-star bronze and Jake is completely. I think I probably am going to do a curveball, switch it up, and say I would go Jake, actually.
Yep. I mean, the thing with Doink is that he's doing a lot of recycling and gem damage, so having that many hollow stars is going to be a negative. I mean, you could try to offset that with using Big Show to try to up the move damage. But yeah, I mean, Jake, he's usable. He's already 4-star bronze, so you can save some tokens. And again, we talked about how unless you get a rare tech, you're not gonna have an elite one. So maybe in this situation, yeah, it makes sense to take Jake up. But I'd be fine with Doink too.
Yeah, same.
He doesn't have Del Rio, so that takes, that brings down Stardust quite a bit. I think the only other option potentially would be Bret Hart if he bought the gear.
Yep. Or Rick Rude potentially too.
Yep. So, but yeah, I think it's between Doink and the Snake, unless he has the gear.
Yep.
Or Kurt Angle, obviously.
Right. Olympic hero Kurt Angle.
Yeah. I didn't like the way he treated us, so I'm gonna try to pump Kurt Angle as much as possible.
Right.
Payroll's scary.
Yeah, I'm afraid of what he'll have to say. So, Tricksters?
Yeah. So here we have another dead man in the wild. And not as many options, so I don't see edge here. So feels like Deadman kind of wins by default.
Yep, by a good chunk, turn 1 sub guy for him, so I think it's a great choice.
Yeah, I mean, there's other guys that I think are good and are interesting, but they're too far off, and I think you want to just have that turn 1 sub guy. So people like Flair, I think he's extremely interesting, but again, not someone that's probably not who I would want first technician to be, or sorry, trickster.
Right.
So yeah, Deadman's ready to go. I say keep the party going.
Agreed. Powerhouse. Looks like he has Sheik at 4-star already. He's got Rusev for Sheik. He's got Woods for Sheik. I would say continue to roll that train with a couple caveats, which I'll let you handle.
So I think the only asterisk on that is he has a fuse for Goldberg and he has a fuse for Kane. So depending what that takes them to, so if it takes Goldberg to 4-star, now suddenly that's a conversation. If he for some reason has the Kane gear, depending where that fuse goes, I think maybe even regardless of where the fuse goes, if somehow he has the gear, I think you got to go with Kane.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's any way he has the gear, but if he does, yes, Kane all the way.
So really, the Goldberg fuse is the wild card here.
I would say even if it's just a 3-star fuse, if you have the gear for Goldberg, go for it. But also depends on your token situation. But Sheik is not bad by any means. He can blow the board up with blast gems with the choose blast. So, but yeah, if you have a 4-star fuse, for sure Goldberg.
And he would fill the legend requirement, which we haven't talked too much about.
right? Sheik would, yep.
Yep.
An honorable mention to Angle here.
Yeah, and Brock, because I gotta
Yeah.
love. Showboats. So right away he has Typhoon.
Yep.
So that's an option. He has Rick Rude at 4-star bronze. Rick Rude is pretty good.
He is, and I don't.
Bobby Roode is also pretty good.
Yes, Bobby Roode is better than Rick Rude at Showboat class, though.
For sure. There's no competition there.
He also has Rikishi, so that's kind of put that in your back pocket, sir. 9K your Rikishi after some of these, after you get some main guys. Don't like sabotage your main guy to 4-star gold to do it. Yeah. So Rude could be a turn 1 feud guy for him. Typhoon could carry him through blitzes, heal his team when they're hurt. I would say Typhoon first, Rude second. Stop Andre where he's at and take him no further.
Yeah. He wouldn't be hurting himself if he decided to do Matt Hardy.
He wouldn't. Matt Hardy's solid. I still like Typhoon or Rude more first.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is that Hardy's gold, 3 gold. So it wouldn't be too much of an additional investment over Rude.
Yep.
It looks like Hardy is higher, so
Yes.
I imagine he's probably leveled more. All I'm saying is Hardy also pretty good.
Right, and then, I mean, Showdown's going to be a little tougher for him, and Matt and Jeff do have a decent link, so.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw the dark horse out there, the son of the plumber, sweet Dusty Rhodes.
I won't argue with that too much. Dusty is really good, and he's gonna get even better later. So I would certainly give him an honorable mention. And Dusty wins a lot.
Yeah, I've been trying to pump up Dusty Rhodes. So that I think started when I pumped up Chad Gable, which I'm sure people were very surprised. But Chad Gable is almost Dusty Rhodes, and Dusty Rhodes is really good. So, yeah, if I think especially right now because he's not too invested in anyone. I think the guys that we talked about make sense for a lot of reasons. But depending on who he wants to level and when, yeah, Dusty Rhodes is also a very good option.
I agree.
I think that's kind of does it.
Yes.
For him. I believe we have one more guy.
Yes, one more. Works. Yes, Big Delbowski. It looks like he didn't say who he was planning on working on, so we can start with his strikers.
So, as per usual, he has 6 very high. After that, he has Stone Cold at 4-star bronze, who's not bad, but not who I would make my primary striker. He has Sting, so now we have to play the Does He Have Del Rio game. So let's check that out.
He does not.
He does not.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him. And as long as I'm down here, let's look for Enzo.
No Akam either.
So that's gonna make Sting
a negative.
Yeah, that's gonna drop him down quite a bit. He has Brett, who is decent. He only has 1 filled out star for him.
Yep.
Honestly, so yeah. I think my pick is probably gonna be Vince.
Same.
But I'd like to take this moment to highlight level up the free guys, man. Because Zombie Cena, Striker Cena would have been really helpful for you.
Yes.
Now you don't have the yellow MP trainer, so not as good as he could be. But yeah, you're kind of hurting at Striker, and that would have been a nice little bump. So with the people that you have, personally, I would start leveling up Vince.
I would as well. I think he won't go wrong with Vince. That's a good choice.
At Acro, so take a moment to hate on X-Pac, who he has at 4-star gold.
I think looking at when he got X-Pac and where he's taken him, that was the right move. So I'm not going to hate on his 4-star gold X-Pac.
Yeah, I mean, X-Pac is good. Just reminding people, don't let Mherex confuse you.
Yeah, and don't let me get you down, because I sometimes forget that I have a lot of characters.
Yeah. Honestly, I think for Acro, it's not even close. I think it's Eddie all the way.
Agreed. He should do Eddie for sure.
No. Who's going here? Ho, we have another installment of Mherex and the Clown.
It's a recurring theme. So, I'm just hoping he has Brett's gear.
Yeah, because he doesn't have Del Rio. So with the gear, Brett becomes viable because you can still fill up the green and use Arn. But if he doesn't have the gear, I think you got to roll with Doink.
Yep, agreed.
The wild card, as previously mentioned, is how does everyone have 4-star gold or 4-star full fours Jake the Snake? Where's my 4-star Jake?
I mean, you'll probably get him if you keep pulling the free loot from doing the dailies.
Is he in there?
Yeah, that's where I got mine twice.
All right. So yeah, honorable mention to Jake, who it looks like he probably just pulled them and he is unleveled.
Yep.
Trickster. We have another dead man sighting. So does he have edge? Looking down here, he does not. I'll tell you what, man, he has a 4-star Sergeant Slaughter.
Don't even start. No.
He didn't level him.
No.
He pulled him.
No. Dead Man is 4 solid stars all the way to 4-star gold. He's even got him ready to enhance. Just pull that trigger.
I'm not saying don't do Dead Man, but who do you want him to do next? Roman Reigns?
Planet's champion Daniel Bryan.
All right. Yeah. I think after that,
you could make a case for Sarge, maybe.
Yeah. Which is shocking to say.
Actually, he gets a pretty good move at 5-star too, so Sarge wouldn't be bad second. And he's got a sub, and he becomes usable at 4-star. He's maybe the worst 3-star card in the game, but he's a lot better at 4-star, and you already have him there, so that wouldn't be a bad second. Oh, we haven't talked in any of this. Steel gets really nasty at 4-star. He gets a sub that does a lot of damage and is purple, and he makes a bunch of purples. So yeah, George Steele is someone for everyone to consider at Trickster too if you have weak Tricksters. And oh, look at this. You see, you can't see what I'm doing. He has a 4-star IRS. I'm not sure if you saw the videos, but at 5-star IRS is very, very good, and he's got a 4-star silver IRS. So I would actually change that to after you 4-star gold Dead Man, because it looks like IRS is lower level. Level him up.
And you know what? That'll go nicely with the hold on, let me make sure I'm not confusing this.
You're not.
That'll go nicely with that 4-star Vince.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm with you on that. Dead Man first, IRS second. Make sure to feed him Vince and go on about your day.
Yeah.
Showboat. I think the real answer to everyone's Showboat's problems has always been Brock Lesnar. Tell me I'm wrong, Mherex.
You're wrong because he's a powerhouse.
Okay, who do you want him to level instead of Brock Lesnar?
You're just gonna completely ignore that. Okay. No, Brock Lesnar, he has X-Pac to coach him. He's got him 4 stars. He's ready to enhance, make him 4-star gold. He doesn't have Farouk for Nash. He doesn't have Gallows for Nash. All the way. Brock Lesnar, with probably Phenom a second, and he pulled a 4-star silver Sheik. But Sheik is like a little bit worse version of Brock, so you don't need two guys that really do the same thing. So I would say Phenom second.
Yeah, I mean Brock's really good. It's just that some of the powerhouses are incredible. So, but yeah, he's not going to be upset with
No.
Brock. Showboats. So first, does he have Dango?
Sadly, he does not.
All right, I guess we can keep looking at his showboats then.
Okay.
So he's got Rick, full 4-star gold.
Yep.
So it's gonna take some manipulation, but once it gets there, it's gonna be a big kablooey. So you're fine there for now.
I like Typhoon.
Yeah. So this is going to kind of make you sour. But what do you think about Andre?
No.
Just
No.
2 4-star bronze.
No, because he's already got Rick for Legend. He doesn't need Andre.
Andre tends to come up. I'm saying I don't think he should go any further than 4-star bronze. I think he should do Typhoon first. But if he got to a situation where maybe he needed to do someone for a talent up to get another tier or something like that.
Fine, but no higher than 4-star bronze. But 4-star bronze would let him clear any content that Andre is required for.
Yes, and that's the only reason why I'm thinking Andre to 4-star bronze would be fine. But yeah, I think if I had to pick between the two, yeah, I'd stick with Typhoon.
Also, since he doesn't have Akam, he does have Rikishi, so that could help negate some of the times when he might need yellows. So 9King Rikishi would probably be really beneficial in his case.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I think that's where we are with this.
So
right now, do you have any regrets? Because this is your last chance.
I do have regrets that this 45...
Not about life.
No.
I mean about the roster advice.
Yes, we took too long because this is going to be a 45-minute show, and it's an hour and 37 minutes.
But the roster advice was maybe 45 minutes.
The roster advice probably was 45 minutes.
Yeah. So
honestly, the worst part...
I mean, you spent like an hour talking about your cat. What do you want to do?
I did not spend an hour talking about my cat. And the worst part about this is I had to spend 45 minutes longer than I anticipated listening to you.
That's hurtful.
That it should be hurtful. That was what I intended.
Fine. All right. Well, then let's put it in the books. Do your little spiel.
So on that note, hopefully you guys enjoyed this show. I think it absolutely will be our worst one yet. Remember to like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends, get them watching. And really, the main thing to remember is tell them just to click on a like and let it play and walk away. They don't even need to listen. We're just in it for the clicks.
Yeah, they should go make a sandwich, pull a big red out from the back of the fridge where it's like right next to the cooling fan, the coldest part of the fridge. Oh, so delicious.
Big Red. It's delicious.
Yeah. In addition to that, guys, remember, relax. It's just a game. Have fun with it.
Yeah. So thanks for listening, guys. And good luck out there.